Let's move on to something else. The PSA pedigree, okay? So for those who don't know what we refer to when we say that, it's twice in 1 week now where we've heard of this. And it seems like a lot of people actually didn't know this was a thing. So what it is pretty much is, a certain level of cards. And you even heard Logan mention it in the video. PSA 10s only, or hollow PSA 10s only from his Box Breakers original one, will, if they get a 10, they'll get the pedigree, which is the Logan Paul stamp. Steve Aoki last week, he got an Illustrator card, which is arguably probably the rarest and the most expensive Pokemon card to ever exist. Got a 9, and they give it the Steve Aoki collection pedigree, and they do that. You guys will know more about this than I do, but if I'm not wrong, they do that with high esteemed cards, right? And obviously, if you're a certain name, but it's been around since 2004, right? It's not a new thing necessarily.
Yeah, it's been going on forever. It's always been a case of you have to contact them directly. You have to say, this is the card, this is why it's important, this is who owned it or who owns it. Like if you've got, I don't know, a baseball bat signed by like one of the most famous baseball players of all time who died in 1963 or something, and you go, I can prove this is this. Then when that gets encapsulated, you'll also get like that kind of the pedigree as well, or same with cards. If you get like Michael Jordan kissed this card, I don't know, it will get the pedigree, but like no one does it. Like really, no one in the real world, because no one's that important.
Yeah, it's been picked out now, isn't it? And they've seen it as an opportunity to get their names and slabbed on it. And fair enough to Steve Aoki and to Logan Paul for seeing that gap, because it's gonna hype the excitement even more. So you now have to get a hollow, like you say, in PSA 10. Not easy. So when you have to buy the pack, then you have to pack a hollow, and then you have to get PSA 10.
And they do manhandle the cards.
There ain't going to be many of them. There's not going to be many of them. So there's going to be a premium on top of even just the normal PSA 10.
I think it is super cool for a box break, but I'm more excited about like the Steve Aoki ones, because if you've watched the video, I know you have, Randolph. It's not just his Illustrator. He's also got like a Michael Jordan card and stuff that's like really kind of unique, and he personally owns. He's not flipping it, and it's just like, this is my collection. That's why it's my name on the label.
Exactly. Yeah. And I mean, and even the Logan, I know there's been a lot of negative reaction to it in the community regarding the Steve Aoki one first. I mean, we don't know how this will affect. We don't know what the reaction will be from the Logan Paul one, but I assume it'll be similar. It's not going to be a case of Randolph can now not go and grade 1,000 cards at PSA with my name on it and then flip that. It is for like highly.
We'll ask.
No, that would be a scumbag thing to do, but it is for highly. I mean, don't get me wrong, like. I've done all right, but Logan Paul, Steve Aoki, different stratosphere really. And again, I don't think it's a problem with marking those occasions. The Logan Paul's first box break was the biggest event in Pokemon history, TCG history ever. So what I don't see something wrong with necessarily having that on there. And I can't imagine most people will sell their cards. If they might do, and that's up to them to do. But again, I mean, it's kind of cool. But
I don't think they will.
No,
I don't think anyone will. I mean, we know we won't, because we've got nothing worth selling. But like, you're definitely not going to. Like, this is, as you said, this was the biggest moment in Pokemon history ever.
Yeah,
Why would you sell your piece of that history? I don't care. But
say 11K was like all you had, right? And you took a risk and a gamble, and then you not only get a Charizard, but then it grades to 10, and now it's the Logan Paul first edition break. That's like, you could see someone change their entire life for that one sale, right? So I could see how someone would sell it, but then again, I see the concern about PSA slapping influencer celebrity names on there, but I think it's so far away from anything that we need to worry about, if that makes any sense.
There's not that many people that famous that are doing it.
No.
Yet.
Like, Tom Cruise is not going and grading Pokemon cards.
Not yet.
Justin Bieber might.
No, I'm not gonna lie. There's gonna be people who are in that level of celebrity, actors or whatever, who collect cards on the side because it's a cool little hobby. And I wouldn't be surprised if there was some big names who just come out now.
Yeah, I think there will be some.
There will be.
I think like the level of big you have to be and the level of importance you have to have.
I know
like it's ridiculous. There aren't that many famous people in the world like at that level that are that important towards this hobby.
Joe, what do you think about the? Is it frustrating as like a normal collector? Like, we've all submitted to PSA in May. I have, you have, and you have, right? Is it frustrating that they're doing all of this stuff And at the end of the day, it seems like, in regards to the bulk or the standard service out to PSA, it doesn't seem to be getting their priority. I think that's where a lot of the frustration comes from, because they're going, Logan, Steve Aoki do this, and they're not going, let's boot these out the door, or let's give a really clear turnaround.
Let's not even mention Funko Pops.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, but you're right.
It's
right.
like, what are you doing?
Yeah, it's like you should be putting all resources at them. And I know they're doing a lot of stuff, and we specifically
love you,
know
PSA, but Funko Pops.
Yeah, but like it is frustrating. With the card saver thing as well. We just looked at it and went, "Why are you doing that? Like, you don't need to do that. You are good.
Guys,
your brand
grade
is strong.
fit is the only thing that matters anyway. So.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, the thing that's going to keep their brand as number one, keep them as the most trusted grading partner, is getting cards back to everyday submitters and collectors. So, although I agree with doing the Logan Paul and Steve Aoki stuff, at the same time, I'm like, yeah, but you really need to kick on now and get some.
You're right, yeah.
I actually like that it's still taking them this long, because it tells you that they're still valuing accuracy above everything else, and they're not compromising with any of their own standards, which would be a knee-jerk reaction with the wave of influx that they've had. So
let me write that down.
In a very real way, I'm actually quite thankful that they haven't been like, all right, everyone, double time, like once and done. Like, sure,
this
look at the back. If there's a bit of edgeware, sure, but like,
yeah.
I'm quite happy that I would like to see them reacting faster, but even if they're getting new graders in, which they have, it'll take time to train these people up. So like, you wouldn't expect it to be overnight. Like, we've fixed the solution, we've got the solution, guys. It's like they're trying to speed things up, obviously. And yes, these distractions are frustrating, but that would be a marketing department decision, not like a grader decision. I would
exactly.
say. So
Yeah,
I don't think it would. I don't think it would change anything.
No, Connor's definitely right. I think people
I'll give you 50 quid at the end of the show.
People are, of course, more concerned about Logan Paul, Steve Aoki, the pedigree, because they're thinking, well, my card's stuck in the May submission. Why they're not grading that rather than grading Logan's?
Right.
But you're right, Joe. They're not the same person who grades Logan Paul and Steve Aoki's card is not the same person who's grading our bulk, and that's because a walk-in service has always been around for PSA, right? You've always been able to, if you live in California, to go and get your card graded for however many hundreds, thousands, potentially dollars it is. And if you're Steve Aoki and Logan Paul, if they call up, you're gonna answer the phone. You're gonna prioritize them, but it's not in the cost of our May bulk submission. It's just not. But I can see why that would be a concern. Collectively, the Funko Pop thing is a worry because for those who don't know what we're talking about, there, supposedly they've taken graders from the cards to teach them how to do Funko. That's if you're gonna do that,
only for autograph ones.
Only for autograph ones, yeah. So,
yeah.
But go and hire someone, right? You go and hire someone for Funko. You don't take resources from this to do that. You kind of add to it. That's an annoyance. But I don't think they're taking resources away from our May bulk. And again, it's what it's an illustrator card. And it's what 12 hollows from the Logan Paul box break. It's just not the same, really.
What you like this at the end of the day, this, like Joe's right, it caught everyone by surprise. This did, but by the submissions at PSA and the confidence they have, it will pay dividends this year and next year. Like they've just doubled their capacity. At the end of the day, that will have an impact. If we doubled our capacity here, I could finish at 5.
We'd be very squished in a room. Yeah.
That doubling's not just for Funko Pop storage, I really hope as well.
Yeah, it's just we got one there. But like those things will have an impact because you're giving your confidence to PSA. You're saying, look, we know you were surprised by this.
That's subliminal message in that.
Yeah, but you will get them back. And I think it is just the general frustration with them. I don't actually think these things are the bad thing. I think they just go, well, don't do that, do this.
Yeah.
And I get it. I do get it. I
Realistically,
just hear some
people send them in send cards to us. We send them to PSA. There's a lot of cards. They've got to go through loads. Steve Aoki had one card, flew from Japan to Hawaii to Florida, and then he flew to California. Like, he's putting in legwork there, lads.
Oh yeah, his private jet fuel. Consumption would have been worth more than the price it costs to get a card graded.
Yeah.
So it's different ball games from anything that we ever will understand. But it's cool. It is cool, right? It is cool, and I mean, you look at it on the other side, okay, and I'll speak about this here. You see, Logan Paul's got his cards, labeled with the pedigree of his box break himself, right? From his people who bought his box. You saw Unisted Leaf, Ando go and get his his cards etched from CGC. That's a decision on the CGC on the actual card itself for him, you know. Whereas at least the Logan Paul PSA one is you know, it's on the actual grade, if you know what I'm saying. Like, it's on the grade, on the label, rather than being etched on afterwards, you know. So I think you know, it happens everywhere. You know, it's not a surprising thing that a big company like PSA are going to accept, you know, a huge marketing plus for them by putting Logan Paul and Steve Aoki's name on a card. It's just the way the world works, and you know, these companies, you know, they're there to make money and they're to market, you know. So they're going to do it.
If you ever get that Lugia PSA 10, I'll hand etch the Randolph name on the back of it for you.
Come on.
Do you want me to sign it for you on the card, yeah? Do you want me to
Well,
just,
me and Connor will sign it. Yeah.
That's something we'll get to as well. We'll get to the PWCC stuff, but sorry, go on.
If you're a set collector, is it a turn off or a turn on for you that one of the cards could be a Logan Paul box break card?
Off,
I
for
feel
sure.
like it's off, right?
Yeah, it is.
Oh,
yeah.
no, you just got to actually do it big and get every card with Logan on it.
Yeah, you buy
Can't
it.
go and get the whole set with Logan Paul on it.
Yeah, imagine. Yeah, so it must be for the keepers, right? They'll keep the pack cards. And it's like, would you guys, with your cards that you get back, would you prefer a Logan like stamp on it if you're keeping them all anyway?
I think if we could get it on all 11 of the cards we packed, and like I don't know if James submitted it in the order that we kind of pulled it, but if we got it like in the order we pulled it with the Logan Paul box break,
I think that's adds a lot of value, like sentimentally. Yeah.
Cool. I'll get a PSA ring after this. Sorry.
I know they didn't get 10s, and I know they're not hollows. But...
Help us out, please.
Well, okay, so that video there, what else did we miss? The audience can't see this right now, but I'll flick through for you guys to see what we can see in here.
Was you surprised you wasn't in it, Randolph?
Yeah, man.
Logan, I'm happy. I'm happy for one of my friends.
Got the Australian fella in, but not Randolph.
Scott was in it.
Scott, my friend Pokey Dean, so Dean Leander, Wolfie, he's a FIFA content creator, still plays FIFA, but he's also got like a second channel on Pokemon now, very small creator in the UK. He got featured, which is very good for him, so I'm very happy for that. No, I mean, I
really like the pack reaction things that you put in there. That's a really cool thing.
Well, I actually didn't see a few of those. That's the first time seeing those. I
didn't see the Charizard reaction actually. I saw the Raichu one and one of the other ones.
I'd say a good thing is he does enjoy it. At least, and it is genuine enjoyment. I know he's going to benefit massively out of this, but at least he is genuinely enjoying opening the packs and sharing this whole thing. He doesn't have to do this. Like he's massive. He could go sit on a yacht and drink tequilas and cocktails and have fancy women around him all day. He doesn't have to do this, but he's gone, yes, I'm going to, because actually I really love Pokemon. So you've got to give that to him.
Undoubtedly, he's a big fan. Yeah, I mean, he sees it as a good business decision, and it is a good business decision. But yeah, like you say, he can make money other ways. He does make money other ways. He's not going to cry. His life doesn't depend on it if he doesn't get his Pokemon cards. He's enjoying it. So give that to him. You know, anyone is allowed to enter the hobby, and anyone is allowed to spend whatever money they want to. They can do. You know, people can do whatever they want. You know, it's we can't gatekeep this hobby, and you shouldn't want to do that really. But so yeah, fair play for him for enjoying it, and. I mean, you even see like him tying in the crypto sponsor at the end. You know, he can do that for fun. You know, he can get brand deals for fun. He can get partnerships. He can set businesses up for fun. I mean, even without his influence, you know, Logan's a smart enough person, so he didn't even need his name on everything to make money. I'm sure he's got businesses himself that is, you know, not in the public eye that are, you know, probably making, you know, millions. He's a smart guy. So yeah, fair play to him. And I think we have to take some credibility as, I mean, us here as content creators, as companies in the Pokemon hobby as well, but also as fans. Like we have to take responsibility on how we operate and conduct ourselves in the market. You know, it's just because Logan Paul is one part of it, but everyone who goes on Instagram saying this is awful, this is this, you know, this is gonna rise this, they are putting gasoline, you know, putting fuel to the fire as well. You know, it's we got to make sure we take responsibility to make sure we're giving the right message across, but also people in the Facebook groups, people in the YouTube comments, you know, think about it, you know, and think about what you say. It's not just Logan, it's us, you know. I mean, the amount of times people, you know, accuse content creators on you know, I guess indirectly shilling a lot of the cards or making the price go up. That happens daily on these Discord groups, on these Discord servers. You know, it happens. You know, so it's everyone. We've got to all take accountability for it, and that's why I say do the right thing and just try and be patient. Yeah, especially with the modern stuff as well because of the shortage. You know, I think Champions Pass speaks volume on that. Like, you know, it was incredibly expensive out of the gate. People opened it. people know it's not that great of a set now. They reprinted it, restocked it, and it's selling a lot slower than it was doing, you know. And the same thing will happen with Shining Fates. Although it will be a better set, I think I can happily say that it will be. I'd like it to be.
Can't be worse.
No, it can't be much worse, yeah. But again, it will happen. You know, fresh off the gate, people will get these boxes at retail at day one, put them on eBay for hundreds, $200, $300 and then there will be a wave 2 and a wave 3 and a wave 4, and that will come back. So don't just have. I mean, what are you going to do anyway? You're going to put it in your binder and enjoy it, yes, but you can do that over the course of the year. You could argue it's better to actually complete a collection longer because you can enjoy it and have that moment for longer. If you're going to grade it, it's going to take long to get it back from PSA, so there is no rush. Just take your time. The cards will be here for a long time. You don't have to be the first person to get it. So just I think patience.
Can I put like a spin on that? So if I'm a collector and I need these sets and stuff, like I agree. I would probably wait. I've waited this year. I have not bought that much. I've bought 3 cards, and I'm the other stuff I bought, I'm trying to grade to get my 10s. I've missed out. I'm just going to put the other spin on it.
True.
If I bought loads of cards, let's say when this hype was going, June, July, August, and I could see it, I could probably see it better than anyone in the UK with the amount of cards going. I was like, oh crap, more, and I could have gone, oh, actually, I need to complete this set. I was trying to complete the EX sets, and I didn't because I was like, oh, this will fall off. And now he's gone and done this. So I'm not going to be able to afford my sets. On the other side, like, you're absolutely right. Collect what you love, and you should only ever buy what you love. However, on the other side, there is the missing out chance, and that's the reason why the prices go so astronomical.
True. Yeah, you're right. And I mean, don't get me wrong. We just had the PWCC auction end last week. We're gonna look at the cards in a minute on the prices, but then the next month will be more expensive. You've got the 25th anniversary plus Logan doing all this. It will have an effect and it'll go up. But I think, and I do agree with what you're saying, but I guess I'm more, being specific to the modern cards that, there's a short supply, but they still are printed, widely.
A lot 500 quid each.
There's a lot more availability of these cards than there is, EX hollow cards, So my point more is, everyone's scrambling to go and get a Hidden Fates box for $200, which I think is ridiculous, disgusting. But if you go on eBay and type what card do you want, I said, do you want a Shiny Mewtwo GX full art? Go eBay Crystal and buy
Guardians.
it. The modern sets. I get. If you want to open cards and you want your pull, and you want that enjoyment, then pay whatever you want to do. But if you are just looking for the cards, and in your example, you're referring to getting the cards, owning them, you can go on eBay and it will be cheaper. Like, it will be cheaper to go and buy the card you want to collect rather than buying the box and packing it. So if you want that, then just be smart about that in that regard. But I think
but nothing's more fun than opening packs. And
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you want that enjoyment, then go and pay for it. But yeah,
one of the big things that kind of wanted to collect in the past year was Cosmic Eclipse. That set's only like a year and a bit old. You can't buy it. You can't buy it unless you're paying like £300 a box.